Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I am showing you how I made some treats for my hot cocoa bar. So I hope that this video will give you some inspiration to make some treats for your very own hot cocoa bar. So without further ado, let's get started in today's video. The items you'll need to make today's treats will be some melted chocolate or melting chocolate, dehydrated marshmallows, some crushed peppermint candy, stir sticks, and then some wooden spoons. I purchased both of these from Hobby Lobby. So once my chocolate is melted, I'm going to dip my stir sticks in the chocolate and then I will let them dry slightly on the parchment paper. Once I've dipped about 3 to 5 of them, I will then go ahead and sprinkle some of the crushed peppermint candy on there. I will let that peppermint candy dry on the stick completely, then I'll be sure to shake off any excess loose peppermint candy. Once I'm all done, then I'll go ahead and re-dip that in the chocolate and then repeat the sprinkling of the peppermint candy on the stir sticks. And you can repeat this process as many times as you'd like. I dipped mine twice and I felt that was good for my taste. And now moving on to the wooden spoons, I'm dipping them in the chocolate. I'm shaking some of the excess off, so then I'm going to sprinkle the top part of the spoon with the peppermint candy, and then on the actual spoon part itself I will be sprinkling on the dehydrated marshmallows. Now my family does like both peppermint and marshmallows, so that's why I'm adding both. You can add one or the other or just do the same thing that I'm doing, but again, just for my taste and what my family likes, this is the way I'm making them. But I think these are so cute and just a nice little treat to make these ourselves and enjoy with my family. I'm going to take just a moment to explain to you how I melt my chocolate. I do melt it in 30-second intervals. In between each 30 seconds, I do stir my chocolate until it is completely melted. In between each of the intervals, just keep in mind when you're melting white chocolate, it will tend to burn quicker, so you'll want to be sure to only warm it up in 30-second intervals, or even maybe down to your last 30 seconds for about 15 seconds and then stir. I will be showing you, once I start making the hot cocoa bombs, the chocolate that I purchased from Walmart. So the next treat that I'll be making for my hot cocoa bar will be some peppermint bark inspired hot cocoa bombs. So one side of the chocolate mold will be chocolate and then the other part will be the white chocolate. So I'm going to start off by just making the milk chocolate part of the hot cocoa bomb. So I like to pour plenty of chocolate into the mold and then swirl it around all the way to the very top of the round part of the mold, as you can see I'm doing here, and then I will pour out any excess and then I will put them in the freezer until they're hardened. Now the next step is I'm going to be cutting up the white chocolate, and this is the white chocolate that I buy from Walmart. I also buy the milk chocolate, so I like to cut it up into pieces and then I will go ahead and add it into my container, and then as I mentioned, I warm up in 30-second intervals until it's all melted. Now by this time my my milk chocolate molds, they were all done, so I will use gloves once I'm taking out this part of the chocolate. I have found that when I don't use the gloves for milk chocolate, it does tend to leave, fingerprints. And also keep in mind, if you're going to be making these kind of treats to resell, you'll always want to use gloves However, these were treats that I was making for my own family, but as I mentioned, either way, I do like to use the gloves when I'm removing or touching the milk chocolate. It does tend to leave fingerprints on the chocolate. So once I'm all done with these, I am going to be washing my molds, since I'm going to be pouring white chocolate in them. And then once I'm all done melting my chocolate, I'm going to add in the shells into a container, just because I'm going to be pouring in the hot cocoa mix, marshmallows, and then the crushed peppermint candies into them, just to give them some stability while I'm adding in the ingredients. All right, so now once the top part of my cocoa bombs they're all set, I will go ahead and I'm just placing the bottom part of my cocoa bombs in a cupcake liner to give them stability. And what I've done is I've warmed up a plain plate in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes, so that way I can melt the top part of the cocoa bomb on there. Just as you can see, I'm just using my hand to hold the top part of the cocoa bomb, and as you can see, it can definitely get slippery. So then you'll want to place that onto the bottom part of the shell. Sometimes they do not line up just right, so what I like to do is drizzle some chocolate over the top of the cocoa bomb, and I feel that just helps, to set them in place and hold them together. Once you've done that, once you're done drizzling the chocolate on top, you'll want to go ahead and you can put on some more crushed candy canes or even a candy cane itself. I've done that before, or even some Christmas sprinkles if you'd like, but you'll want to keep in mind to do that while your chocolate is still soft and it hasn't dried completely. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that this has inspired you to make one or more of these treats for your cocoa bar or to give away as gifts. And again, thank you so much for your continued support. We'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye-bye.